Hi, my name's Philip. I'm sitting here in my garden in Ecuador, in front of my bananas. My boy is just sleeping right around the corner, so I don't hope he's waking up soon, so I have enough time to finish this video. And I want to talk to you about anger. And it's a topic that's quite dear to my heart in so many ways. But mostly because I have been angry a lot and it affected my family quite severely. And I assume when you're watching this video, you're probably having a similar problem. And I found a couple of things, or a few things, that really helped me out. And this video I want to show you one and start to show you one. I'm gonna make some videos and more videos on the same topic of how to get out of my anger and how to really deal with emotions. And so maybe just to start, like, why am I doing this anyway? I studied medicine, so I'm a medical doctor. I had my own private practice as an osteopath, so I studied osteopathy too. And I am counseling and helping people to change their lives basically now for a good amount of a decade, basically. And even in that time I had quite a struggle with that topic, anger. And I nearly lost my family, I nearly lost my wife. It was so close to being over, divorce, everything, like the whole shebang. And all because I never really learned to deal with my own emotions. And I want to help you find some things that help you, as they did to me. So just to give you an overview over the next, for the next couple of videos that I want to make, is the first thing I want to show you is the nonviolent communication. It's one thing that made a huge impact in my life, and I'm going to talk a bit more in this video about that. The second thing, the second book, not thing, that really was changing how I've seen, sorry, how I've seen. I'm German, by the way, so if my mind is not working properly in English, it's because we live in a Spanish-speaking country in Ecuador, and I'm talking German to my kids and I'm talking English with my wife, and on the street I'm talking Spanish, and I get sometimes everything mixed up. So sorry for that. Second thing that really helped me understanding marriage as a construct, but also as a form of living together way better, and even getting like a real deep insight, is this book, Passionate Marriage by David Schnarch. And if you haven't, please read it. My wife asked me to read this probably 120 times, and I finally did. And absolute game changer, Passionate Marriage. And the third, woo! I'm just thinking in you. The third thing, gonna be a couple of videos too, is Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural, and also is another book of him which is called Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself. Those three right away out of the gate, please get them, read them, and see what they do with your life. So, what was the NVC, or the nonviolent communication, for me? Why was it so important? By the way, it's from Marshall B. Rosenberg. Unfortunately, he died in 2018. But it's a way of communicating in the end that serves life. And that's one of the things I really love about it, is that clarity of what it's for and what its purpose is, and it also has a very clear picture of what we are as human beings. For instance, his philosophy is that we love nothing more than sharing actually with each other, if we in a mutual empathical communication, which I really like as a philosophy behind interaction, basically. So what that did for me was first giving me a structure that I can use and train. And of course I'm still training it as best as I can every day with my children, with my wife, with patients, with the world, basically. The guy that just cut me off in traffic, although here we don't have a car, but doesn't matter. It gave me a structure of how to approach communication in a way that really enriches life. And it's a fairly easy process. Doesn't mean that it's easy to apply all the time, but the process is very clear and easy. It literally just has 4 steps. First, you have the observation of what happens in a specific situation. The second is you're going to check for and hear the feelings behind what is said, what is happening. Then you look for the needs of the parties involved. And fourth, you're going to check for what would make their life more wonderful. So you're going to check for you will formulate or try to formulate a request of what is needed and ask for what is needed in a situation, either for yourself or trying to understand what the need of the other person is in whatever type of situation you're facing. And I mean, if it's the kids that are just playing together and then starting hitting on each other for whatever reason, I can ask, hey, how do you guys feel right now? First I need to know what happened, like just objectively what happened. And that's one of the kickers, because usually what happens for me before was, it's not just the observation. I am seeing something and right off the bat in my head, there is some type of judgment involved in what that situation meant. Or if that's good, that's bad, that's wrong, it's this and that. No, just see what happened. Let's take the example of somebody cutting you off or me off in traffic. It's like objectively what happened is just a car changing lane, probably in a very short distance to your own car. That's it. And then I can ask myself, I immediately feel some type of feeling, probably anger, talking about anger. And here comes the MVC in, that then I can really reflect on and become conscious. And that's the power of these things. Is like to become more conscious of what is actually happening. And all of the books that I showed you, even it's Nonviolent Communication, Passionate Marriage, or Becoming Supernatural, or Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself, it is, as a fundamental, always about consciousness, about really being conscious of what is happening in the moment, and the precious moment, the precious present moment. So back to the example, you get cut off and a feeling comes up, anger. And now with the NVC knowledge of then reflecting what actually happens inside is absolutely precious, because then I can ask myself, okay, I feel this anger. What really happened in my head was that the trigger and the cause of my anger is not the same. It's not the same. The trigger is this thing that happened outside of me. The trigger was somebody's coming into my lane, and the cause internally for me and for a lot of people, basically everyone, is the thoughts just a millisecond before the emotion arises. And those thoughts, guaranteed, are something judgmental, shaming or blaming. Guaranteed. If we take the time to just take a breath and hear what happens in our head, and I did that and just heard what happened in my head. Oh, just gonna put that like this, maybe. I hope you hear me well. It is some type of judgment. How this guy that just switched the lane, and then I even feel it now. It's like even saying it like that really triggers this visceral reaction, like this physical reaction. So Doing NVC work, nonviolent communication work, means I started to getting all the vocabulary first. Like, I never had so many words for actually expressing feelings. Just I never knew that there is like so many feelings, let alone so many needs behind those feelings. Oh, and there's another thing, like expressing needs as a man in our society. Ooh, you're needy? Are you kidding me? Mans don't cry, like the whole shebang. Great. Didn't happen anyone to become happy or more whole probably ever. So I want to be more whole. I want to be emotionally free. This is what this channel is about, and this is what I am organizing in the web space, is a place where we can go as men, as fathers, as husbands, with our emotional needs, and have a safe space, have a space where we can connect, have a space where we can even sit down. And I'm going to do every day, not every day, but probably twice a week, meditation online in a space that I will create, and be there, just be there. And whoever wants to join needs to be there, of course, on time or 5 minutes earlier, and then we just are together. Half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe even just 15, it doesn't matter, but showing up and being there and doing that work and connecting as fathers and providers and men. We need that. So now I just lost a bit of the point that I wanted to make, but so the NVC helped me to see and understand that, I even wrote it down, and I'm really, yes, that the stimulus, i.e. trigger, is not the cause. And I want to say that again, the stimulus, something happening outside of me, is not the cause of why I got angry. And that's such a big insight for me, of like, holy guacamole, this is really, yeah, let that sink in. If you never heard that, let that sink in. It is the internal dialogue that I have before getting angry. And as I said, that's milliseconds. Just something that is, and I repeat myself, but something shaming, blaming, or what's the word again? Judging, a judgmental thought that made me angry internally. And funny, in German, for instance, we say, ich habe mich geärgert, which literally translates to, I angered myself. Like, I never got that connection, but there we go. It's like, okay, the languages are really, really interesting. Yeah. So I already said that I'm going to set up a community, and when it's done, I'm going to find it below that video. I'm also happy to engage with you if you want to do that. There's a link below. You can just go into it's a Google form with some questions, if it's a really good fit for us, if you want to work together and go through a difficult time together, just to see if we would click together, and then we just get on a call. And I'm more than happy for you to engage with that if you like to. To wrap it all up, here's a quote out of the book. The essence of NVC is in our consciousness of the 4 components, not in the actual words expressed. So even if we're not exchanging words, we can still do that process. And for me, it is a tremendous help, and it creates space that enriches my life. And in another video, so this is very mental, and then getting visceral and emotional, but dealing with emotions from the mental and the mind aspect. That's where it really, really helped me. And in another video, when I'm talking about some of the Dr. Joe Dispenza stuff, it's another kicker that I really needed to hear. As I said, I studied medicine, so I knew about neurophysiology and anatomy and physiology, and all of the shebang around your body, just to understand that my body becomes my subconscious mind. So I trained myself through decades of being and of creating the same environment for my cells, my trillions of cells, that they got used to that environment. And when I started getting out of being angry or being frustrated all the time, my body kept up coming up like, hey man, you're changing something. I don't like that because I'm not used to that. And this is where all the becoming supernatural and Joe Dispenza and meditation comes in, which is also part of what I'm here being able to help you with if you like to do that. So I wish you all well, and we see us in the next video, and have a great day.